So, welcome to day 7. It's starting to feel a little bit more natural. Now, yesterday I talked about using Microsoft 365 to be able to create a system hub. Now, if you haven't got one and you don't know what that means, basically it's an intranet, right? Well, that's what we used to call them. It's a place where you go and store the knowledge of your business. You take everything out of everyone's head, you put it down, and you record it somewhere. It's a very valuable asset, not only for your business and an operational perspective to help scale, but it also helps for new starters, and it can help increase the value proposition of your business overall. So if you haven't got one, go and start building one today. Now, I want to talk about another little thing that I've noticed with people who have got comfortable using Microsoft. Hands up, everyone who's used Microsoft Excel to create a list or register or something. Yep, all done it. And we probably all still do it. It's a great tool to be able to prototype or test or validate ideas or even analyze complex data. And it's extremely powerful. Most people only tap into about 5% of the capabilities. I've shown people lots of different ways on how to actually leverage and extend the capabilities of the platform and the tool and use it in more detail, right? VLOOKUPs and macros and stuff. Macros are starting to fall by the wayside. But there's so many other ways of complex ability to be able to analyze data. Now, one thing that I see a lot of people do is they use Excel to create a list of some kind, a register that they expect everyone to go and update. The problem with that is that you can't control the data that's going in there. Now, there's lots of other tools out there. You might have heard of Airtable or Monday.com and other things out there. Great tools, don't get me wrong, and they all have their place. But did you know that Microsoft already has something, and it's been in there for a very, very long time, called lists? Why would you want to take a register that you've got inside of Excel and stick it into list? Quite simply, it means that you can now constrain the content. You're only managing or tracking each record individually, not the whole file, and you won't end up with a corrupted Excel file, especially a large one, that you go, oh no, panic stations. You have to try to restore it from backup and hope it got the latest updates. But it's annoying, right? So you can actually build it out inside of Microsoft using lists. That then gives you access to a lot of security controls. You can plug it into Power Automate and Power Apps. You can use it for other things. You can even use lists as lookup for other lists. It starts getting a little bit meta once we start going down that path. The point is that there's these tools that a lot of people don't even know exist and wouldn't even consider actually using unless they're exposed to it. So you don't know what you don't know until someone exposes you to that. And that's what I'm going to be trying to do over the next couple of days. The other thing that's interesting is that there's this thing called the Dataverse. Ironically, it actually started from a product I used many, many years ago called Microsoft CRM. It was originally built as a prototype to test and validate and prove that their technology could be actually used to create something, in this case a CRM product. They didn't really realize what they had at the time, and now that's morphed and expanded and evolved over time to become an entire platform. I'm talking about Dynamics 365, right? Now, if you've had a look at that particular platform, you'll see that it can be fairly pricey, right? $95 is where it starts per person, per month. Right? A lot of people say that it's very comparable to Salesforce, which is a massive program and massive platform. And like Salesforce, Dynamics does require quite a lot of effort to get to the point to be useful and meaningful for your business. It's highly customizable, but with that customization comes a little bit of challenge around configuring it to fit your needs. But you can tailor it very strongly to fit your needs. You can create new objects, new entities, represent new data sets, etc. It's extremely flexible. And this is the same thing across in the Microsoft 365 stage. They're very similar in that regard, in that there's 40, 50 different ways of achieving the same outcome. And this is the problem, right? It's also a benefit, but it's also a problem. Which one is the right way for you? So coming back to the Dataverse thing, so the Dataverse that you can use to build out the tables and structures like what you used to do with the old Microsoft Access. Anyone remember that one? Yeah. is now cloud enabled, and you can build it on that platform. But then there's a price associated with that you have to up the ante to try to go and leverage that. But guess what? It's available as part of most Microsoft Business 365 business subscriptions in the form of Dataverse for Teams. What that does is it gives you the power of building out these custom tables and lists and such like to be able to start building out your data structures and then produce a low code or no code app over the top using Power Apps. Now we get into some really, really powerful stuff, right? Really powerful stuff. Because you can actually take whatever idea you've got, build your own database, build your own data structures, and build your own systems without having to go and get a software developer to do it. And it's in a platform that you can control, and it's not going to cost you a significant amount of extra money in terms of licensing. It's going to cost you money in terms of time and effort and potentially getting in some consultants to assist you with doing this, but then it's within your control. You have access to control it. So what I've just sort of talked about here is the ability where we start off with Microsoft Excel, which is a single person using it. We can then morph that into using Microsoft Lists to actually expand it and make it more accessible to a wider team within your organization. And then we can take it even further by moving it into the Dataverse to be able to really start building complex data structures and applications that model your particular business needs. What data do you need to be able to build out the things that you do? This is something that we're investigating ourselves for our own business to try to improve our ability to help you, our customers.